Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Izzat Zohiri bin Muzahari. In this video, my friend and I would explain about waste recycling, zero to landfill. In Malaysia, there are so many types of waste such as plastic, papers and aluminium. This waste increase simultaneously the population and they get difficult to manage. Until today, there is no proper technology used in Malaysia to manage them. However, there is one technology that can be used in Malaysia for a better management of waste. To know more, let's take a look on our documentary. The world is under threat, not from aliens or terrorists or nuclear bombs, but from something much less obvious. For millions of years, nature was in charge of the earth and all the waste from animals and humans would rot down and turn into soil. Soil helped to make the things grow for the animals and humans to eat. So for millions of years, it was the perfect recycling system. But then, just a few hundred years ago, humans started to make more and more things. So there was just too much for nature to cope with and rubbish started to be a problem. Bad enough, but around 1860 plastic was invented and now almost everything we buy, cars, computers, toys and food is either made from or wrapped in plastic of some kind. Plastic takes 100 years to decompose. All this junk litter our planets and a lot of it ends up in the sea. On land, rubbish that isn't recycled goes into enormous pits called landfill. These pits are filled to the top with rubbish and then covered over. But as the rubbish rots, it produces a lot of a gas called methane. Methane is what is known as a greenhouse gas. Too much greenhouse gas changes the world's climate and make it hotter. Also, nasty poisonous liquid leaks out and this has to be treated like sewage to make it safe.
My name is Afiq. I would like to explain about the effect of waste on our earth and the new technology we'll develop to manage our waste.
In Devon alone, the amount of rubbish going to landfill weighed around the same as 7,682 jumbo jets, and what doesn't find its way to landfill is left around on the street, in the countryside, and in beaches, where it not only looks horrible but is a real danger for the wildlife. One plastic carrier bag can split into lots of pieces, and if animals, birds or fish swallow these, it may choke them. Small creatures can get stuck in the discarded bottles and cans and drown or starve. When it's hot, glass bottle can start fires, destroying huge area of countryside. Much of what ends up in the landfill could be recycled, and people are now being encouraged to recycle more of their household waste. But it isn't just rubbish from our homes that finds its way to landfill. There's a huge amount that comes from shops, offices, factories and other business. Up until now, businesses have had to sort all their rubbish for recycling, but many didn't have time, which is why much of it ended up in landfill. However, help is now at hand. In Exeter, there's a place called EnviroHub, which is the base for Devon concrete waste. This company has started a zero to landfill campaign because they would like to see anything recycled so landfill wouldn't be needed anymore. To help with this, they spent over £4 million on a fantastic new waste sorting machine, which means businesses wouldn't have to sort their rubbish anymore. This machine is huge, it's over 10 meters high, covers the same area as a football pitch, and it can sort up to 300 tons of rubbish per day. That's the same weight as a 37.5 full size of elephants. So, how does it work? Let's go and see it in action.
Hello, my name is Naashkini Mamadno, and I will explain more about how the waste will be managed through this new technology.
Rubbish arrive at EnviroHub from all around the country in dust carts, front loaders and wheelie bins, where it is emptied out on the floor. Then it is lifted by this mechanical grabber and dumped into the hopper, where it is shredded down into smaller pieces. From the shredder, the rubbish goes up this belt to a big drum called a trommel screen. This tumbles the rubbish to remove all the soil and dust, which gets turned into a fuel called Refuse Derived Fuel Product, or RDF for short. Everything else continues on to here. This is called a ballistic separator, and it walks everything upwards, but only the flat material makes it to the top, the three-dimensional item. The flat stuff now falls onto a belt which goes under the first optical sorter. This is a line of small cameras that can recognize the different types of rubbish. This one is set to see soft plastic film, and when it sees some approaching, it triggers a jet of air which hits the item as it crosses the end of the belt, blowing it onto another belt behind. It's very fast, but watch closely and you will see the plastic flying off. That's amazing. This rubbish left on the belt drops down to another below. It then passes the second optical sorter, which is set to see all paper and card products. It's very important that nothing else gets through, so just to make doubly sure, there are 2 people inspecting it.
Hi, my name is Abivalena, and I will explain about the 3D waste separation process in this new technology.
Remember the 3D stuff that didn't make it to the top of the line earlier? Let's go and see what happened to it. Here it is, going past a very powerful magnet which attracts all ferrous metal. That's metal like iron and steel which are magnetic. Everything else won't be attracted by the magnet, so goes onto these eddy current machines, which remove all non-ferrous metals such as aluminiums, things like drink cans. All the metals are collected in the skips below. The non-metallic material left on the belt then goes twice past another optical sorter. The first time, it pulls all plastic on one side, and the second time, it pulls all paper and cuts on the other. Anything left over will also go into the fuel product, or RDF we mentioned before. Under the machine are all these bays where the different materials end up. The contents are eventually belts and wrapped like this, ready to transport it. What an amazing machine! So where does it all go?
Hi, my name is Muhammad Zahar. So you have learned about the technology that is used to manage the waste. But is the technology alone sufficient to manage the waste? No. We need to be responsible to manage our own waste.
So what can you do? Never drop litter. Remember, it doesn't just look horrible, it's a danger to wild and domestic animals. If there's no litter bin, then take it home. At home, help your parents with recycling your rubbish. If you have a drink from a can, put it straight to the recycling bin without delaying it. Do the same with paper and card. Learn about which plastics are recyclable. They should have this symbol on them if they are. Make sure they go in the plastics recycling. Be careful not to put things in that don't have the symbol, because that will spoil a whole load and may prevent it from being recycled. You can also recycle clothes, mobile phones, and most all toys. Every little bit that goes in the recycling bin means less in landfill. Be careful with old batteries. When they start to decompose, poisonous chemicals leak out. Take them to your local waste recycling site and put them in the special bin provided. These things really do make a difference. If everyone did them, we'll be well on our way to solving the problem. If everyone did them, we'll be well on our way to solving the problem. But if you do something on a bigger scale, why not gather the people around in a group to organize a litter pick? Especially if you live near to a beach or public area, this is a great thing to do.
When places are clear of litter, it discourages other people from dropping it.